Hello, it's Ashley here from Paper&Twine. I do hope everybody is well. I'm okay. I've been a bit meh with a cold or possible COVID. Don't know, probably wasn't COVID, but I'm on the mend and I've got a bit more energy. But I thought I'd come on with a 4-week update, how I'm feeling after my cancer surgery. So if you are squeamish, I'm going to put on now what my wound looks like 4 weeks on. My youngest daughter does watch some of my videos from time to time, and she told me off when I saw her at the weekend. She said, I watched one of your random videos and it was very scary. You just showed your belly and it could have triggered anybody. So this is a warning. If you're squeamish, if you do not like to see fat bellies, if you do not like to see surgery wounds, skip forward about a minute. So again, warning, if you're triggered by surgery scars, look away now. And if you don't want to see an old lady's very bloated fat belly, look away now. So 4 weeks after surgery, all of the external bruising is pretty much gone. This area is still quite tender inside. I have to be careful. This gets quite itchy. You can see that there's quite a gap there. And this gets quite itchy as well. I can feel kind of like underneath where they've stitched flesh together, if you like. But yeah, 4 weeks on, not doing too badly. So as you can see, the wounds are healing. I've still got a little bit of discomfort in the middle wound. So I've just hung some washing on the line. It's incredibly blowy and windy. I was fighting with it as I was putting it on the line and bending down to pick something out of the basket. I got a real kind of pinching, kind of almost gnawing sensation in the middle wound. The top one and the bottom one aren't too bad. They seem, I get itches around them, if that makes sense. So I think I'm healing quite nicely. I've got a lot more energy now. I'm able to drive again. I haven't yet, but I'll be driving at the weekend. On Tuesday, I had a telephone consultation with a genetic counsellor from the Women's and Children's Hospital in Birmingham, and had quite an interesting conversation with him. So obviously, if you're new here, Ashley, I think I might have said that already, but I have just recently had surgery for a third separate cancer, which is quite unusual. Sometimes if you've had a primary cancer, it can metastasize to other areas of the body. It seems that my 3 cancers, as far as anybody knows, are all separate incidences. And one of the doctors that has been seeing me suggested that I have this genetic counselling. So the guy said, looking at my family history, if you take me out of the equation, there's nothing particularly unusual. All 4 of my grandparents have had cancer. 2 of them died from it. Sorry, 3 of them died from it. 1 of them died with it. But they were all elderly and they had all smoked. So that's an environmental factor. My father has had 3 incidences of cancer. 1 at a young age, probably caused by smoking. He had throat cancer when he was around 30, very early 30s. And then late 50s, early 60s, he had prostate cancer. And like me, he has had a recent diagnosis of kidney cancer. Interestingly, both of our kidney cancers are in our left kidney. So whether there's anything going on there, I don't know. My mum has had 2 incidences of skin cancer, which is environmental. And she currently has breast cancer, but was diagnosed, I don't know how many years ago. I want to say around about 5, so in her 80s. So yeah, but then you put me in the equation and there could be something genetic, there could be something going on there. So I've consented for a blood test and a tissue sampling test, and they're going to look at particular genes. They're going to look to see if I've got the BRCA genes. I mean, one of the reasons that I'm going down this route is I want to make sure my children are armed with any knowledge that they need to make decisions about their lifestyle, about, I mean, particularly my girls, you know, if the breast cancer is BRCA related and I do have that gene, then, which is unlikely because none of my other female relatives have had breast cancer young. But yes, what was really interesting was the guy said that there can be a link between endometrial cancer and kidney cancer. And there's a syndrome called Lynch syndrome, which is a genetic mutation. And it makes you more susceptible to kidney and womb cancers and bowel cancers. So it could be that they send me for screening for bowel cancer as well. I'm fairly confident that there's nothing going on in the bowel at the moment because I've had 2 CT scans within 6 months. So I'm fairly confident that there's nothing going on there. Although obviously one of my grandparents had bowel cancer, so that's a bit scary. How am I doing emotionally? I have felt meh. My dad asked me how my mental health was, and generally speaking, my mental health is pretty strong at the moment, but I feel quite tearful. And I think it's kind of, after that conversation on Tuesday, it's hitting home that I have had cancer again. And I said this in a previous video, you know, people say, oh, you're so strong, you're fighting this fight, you know, you're a survivor, you're a warrior. I don't believe I'm any of those things. As I said in a previous video, it is drugs, it's the surgery, it's the treatment, it's the doctors, it's the medical staff that are fighting this battle on my behalf. I've been quite placid and quite, what's the word? I can't think of the word. I've got such brain fog at the moment. You know, I've let things be done to me to ensure that I survive. I am able to lie on my right side in bed, not entirely all night like I like to. I have ditched all the extra pillows in bed. I need to get my physical fitness back up and I need to be eating more healthily. I'm still eating my way through chocolate and biscuits that people have bought me. And you see, this is where my FOMO comes in. I should have given that stuff away. I shouldn't have, yeah, you don't need to eat it all. Do you know what I mean? And then, yeah, I've started drinking wine again. So I had 2 weeks without any wine and I've started drinking wine again. So I need to knock that on the head. I did ask hubby to get me some diet lemonade so I can have my alcohol-free gin and my alcohol-free Aperol. I've got, I think it's called Liars. So yeah, but my next medical appointment for anything cancer related is in August. Well, I will get the consent form for the not the consent form. I will get the blood form to go and get the blood test for the genetic testing done soon. That'll come in the post soon. But then I haven't got a consultation about the kidney cancer until August, and that's a telephone conversation, 20th of August. It's quite a time to wait, actually. Yeah, I feel that my recovery has been slow. I was comparing it to my total hysterectomy, and hubby made quite a good point, actually. He said that when I had my total hysterectomy, yes, you felt a bit bruised inside, but there was nothing. There were no organs damaged, whereas this time, yes, I'm bruised inside. They've cut a big chunk of my kidney away, and my kidney is still trying to function whilst also recovering. So it probably wasn't good that I didn't drink very much for the first 2 weeks. So yeah, I owe it to myself to be healthier. I owe it to the medics who have treated me to be healthier. I owe it to my children to be healthier, to stick around as long as I can, to see what they do with their lives. And that's what being a parent's all about, really, isn't it? So I think this is probably going to be the final cancer update. Well, not the final one. I'll come back perhaps in August, and we'll do, what will it be, a 3-month update? Yeah, 3, nearly 4-month update since surgery, and when I know anything, I'll let you know. So I'm trying to stay strong, trying to stay positive. And thank you once again to everybody who has put a kind comment on any of my cancer videos. Thank you to anybody who has sent me a card. You really didn't need to. Thank you to anybody who's kept me in your prayers. I don't have a faith myself, but I do appreciate your thoughts and well wishes. And if you, like me, do come back and have a look at some of my other videos, my weekly vlogs I'm starting to do, and my crafting videos. And treat people with kindness, and live your life as best as you can. Do take care, everybody. Look after yourselves. Bye now.